Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. Today I'm gonna share with you my favorite fasting routine for weight loss for everyone. So let's start like this. I got into prolonged fasting 2.5 years ago. That's kind of crazy to think about it, but I did that, and it wasn't because of Cole Robinson or the snake diet that I started doing it, but during my first 5-day fast I found out about Cole and watched a lot of his videos, learned a lot, and to this day I'm grateful, I'm happy that Cole had done so many experiments and put out so much information, and I still agree with a lot of things. But as I've done my own experiments, talked to other people who have done prolonged fasting and even like experiments, just working with clients, I've updated my views quite a bit since then. And I think Cole might have too. To be honest, I don't watch his videos that much these days. I feel like the things he's putting out now, I'm not really the target audience, so if I wanted to watch Cole, I would probably go back to older videos. I would just drop in and do the everyone comment on the video. Everyone have a great day and get that fat in ya. I like that, his old catchphrase. But I think Cole might have changed his view too about these very extreme fasting routines, like back-to-back 72-hour or 48-hour fasts, And people call them rolling 48s or 72s. I don't know why. Something about that expression makes me cringe. Like rolling. Should I do rolling fasts? But yeah, the thing is that, of course, theoretically, the fastest way to lose weight would be to do a bunch of fasts. Of course, right? But is it really sustainable, though? That's the question. For many reasons, First of all, it is difficult. It's difficult to not eat for 3 days, like have one meal, and then go in and not eat for 3 days again, And if you are that person that is considering doing a routine like that, you're more than likely more than a little overweight, and you probably got that way not from eating a bunch of kids. You more than likely got that way not from eating steak and potatoes and eggs and some broccoli, You probably got that way from eating a bunch of junk that is very addictive, And so at some point you might just go fuck it and go binging on all that junk. And you can overeat on that stuff so much, Like I have a friend who is a similar guy to me, but he had more of a problem, like a worse relationship to food than me, and more behaviors with binging, And he told me that he has done a lot of that, doing a lot of extreme fasting, and then basically ruining weeks of progress in one day, That's a horrible feeling, You've gone through all these fasts, pushed yourself, and then you just, in a day or two, you just ruin it by binging on that junk. The other thing is that even if you manage to keep this up, rolling fasting routine, well, will you be able to keep the weight off? Because what you did to lose the weight looks nothing, absolutely nothing like what you did to lose the weight in the first place. And I talk to people like this also that have actually managed to do some aggressive fasting routine and lose a whole lot of weight. But then when they just stopped fasting, really didn't think about how they live their lifestyle, they just end up going back to the lifestyle that got them fat in the first place, because they have not built any routine. No one will go like 2-3 days at without eating always at a time, So you have built absolutely nothing to replace the behavior that got you fat. And then is when fasting ends up being like any just diet you just jump on, Like if you decide to do something crazy, like I eat just eggs, more than likely you'd lose a lot of weight from that. Well, what were you gonna do after that? Because you're not gonna keep eating just eggs, So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of me, what I've done and what I've ended up with, both for myself and for most people, that I think is most optimal. Like, I tried a bunch of things, alternate day fasting and stuff, but I hate that, It's so difficult. Like just doing like one fast or something, it's not that difficult, but when you're doing them back to back like that, you never really get into a deep fasted state. You probably lose sleep, and I don't have much more to say. I just don't like it. It's not a nice experience. But so what I did, not this summer, but the summer before, was I gone on an intermittent fasting bulk, and I had a plan, you know, that I was gonna do kind of an extreme fasting routine to lose the excess body fat that came along with the muscle gains. You have to understand that I, at this point, am already I have good habits for eating, you know. Yeah, there's no risk. It's me doing something extreme, but I do have, when I'm done with that, I have good habits to fall back on, you know. And also, of course, I like to challenge myself in different ways and experiment, and also it's fun to try these things and share with you guys that follow me, you know. So I have also other reasons than just that I think this is the optimal way for me to do it. So I managed to cut a lot of weight in like 10 days, you know, doing like a 72-hour fast, and I broke it. Then I did a 60-hour fast. And yeah, that's right, that's another point. I noticed I was gonna do, I remember at some point, you know, I don't exactly remember now how many fasts and how long they were, but, you know, between like 40 and 72 hours per fast. But when I was gonna fast at some point, I just felt myself being completely shut down, and I'm like, if I fast now, I think I'm just gonna die out, have no energy. And that's something that might happen too with a longer fast. I don't remember if I talked about it earlier in this video now, but what can end up happening when the body is when you restrict calories a lot, the body will shut down or lower your metabolism, because it knows, okay, we're not getting as much from the outside, let's hold on to the energy we have. You know, the body doesn't know that we're spoiled and that food is readily available. I think we might be ending up in a situation of scarcity, you know. So even if you ate on a very big daily deficit, you eat every day, but the body would lower the metabolism after a while. And if you do these back-to-back fasts, the body will do that too. And I think, because I don't have experience with being very overweight, I think you could get away with doing more aggressive fasting routines when you have a lot of body fat to spare, because the body will just know that, you know, we have a decent amount excess energy to eat from here. But still, that kind of person is the one that could end up binging or whatever doing a routine like that. So it might still not be a good idea. But yeah, I did that fasting routine, and yeah, I could lose weight very quickly, but very taxing on me. That's something I've noticed too, that I didn't really know when I got into the fasting first. That when you're fasting, you go into a fight or flight state. You might feel good and stuff during the fast. I do always. You get kind of high on your stress hormones, and from doing just a singular 48 or 72-hour fast, in my experience, it's not enough to exhaust the sympathetic nervous system. But doing a longer fast, and at least for me now, when I'm not really fat and I have a lot of muscle, it's very demanding for my body. So when I do like a 5-day fast, I need a couple of days, so I'm completely shut down after that. You know, so that's another thing. Your metabolism could completely get shut down from these extreme routines, and yeah, you both get low energy. But what I'm saying is also the return on investment, fat loss wise, might diminish a lot when you go so aggressive with the fasting. So what I've ended up with, that I think is the optimal routine, no matter what the person you are, is to incorporate something like a weekly fast. Like a weekly 48 to 72-hour fast, because that is you can still lose a lot of weight on that fast. But then what you have to do in combination with this is you have to have your kind of maintenance routine that you will be doing. That's what you're doing on the other days when you're not fasting. Do you understand? Because again, when you do this extreme fast and you've built no new habits, you'll often just go back to the habits that made you fat in the first place. So with my clients, this is the kind of approach I take a lot of time, and even I don't introduce the long fasts until we're like seeing that we have a month of being able to stay with a good, just intermittent fasting routine consistently. That's when we'll introduce something like a weekly fast. And it wouldn't have to be a week. That's just if we want to come up with a routine, like a system. By the way, I should have mentioned that too. This is how I cut the last time I did it. You know, like it was a little less than a year ago now. Like at the end of March, I did a 72-hour fast, and from that point, for like 5 or 6 weeks, I ended the week with a like 36 to 72-hour fast, depending on just how I felt and what life looked like. And then I can, the good thing about that too is like, I can enjoy myself and eat without having to think too much. I can't go crazy with eating, but I don't really have to think about restricting calories that much on the days when I'm eating, you know. And I can train. That's another good thing. Doing back-to-back fasting interferes with training a lot, but yeah, I can, on the days when I eat, I can just train, you know. And then I end the week with a little fast there, and then I repeat. So this is what I think is optimal for everyone, because fasting is great. And look, theoretically, some people could, if they had really they've just had it with being overweight, like, yeah, maybe you could do something more aggressive, you know. But I think even an aggressive routine with rolling fasts or whatever, there should be, you have to have in mind some kind, what will my maintenance routine, what will my healthy lifestyle when I'm not needing to lose weight anymore, what will that look like? And you'll have to take, say that someone does the back-to-back 72-hour fast, they do that for a couple of weeks, but then take a fucking week of just intermittent fasting. And both to maybe pour some oil on the flame that is the metabolism, you know, if it's shut down from that aggressive routine, but also to build the habits to keep the weight off. Like, losing weight fast is it's not interesting if you can't keep it off right. So yeah, a lot of backstory to the whole thing, but that's basically it, you know, the weekly 48 to 72-hour fast. But what I like, again, that's usually doing a fast at the end of the week like that. You can do it at any time during the week, of course, but that's how I did it. But a weekly fast like that, and not longer than 72, in my experience, it's not enough to shut down your metabolism too. So that's another good thing. And also, it's not fatiguing. I never, after doing a 48 or 72-hour fast, I never feel that I need to recharge, that my sympathetic nervous system is so exhausted from the fast. So yeah, and I get the days when I can train and have a good maintenance routine and not even think too much about restricting calories. Of course, if you are currently a food addict and stuff, you might still want to watch your calories during the days you eat. But what I'm saying is, even if you watch them, you will get away with eating more than you would, you know, if someone cutting on a daily deficit. And still, because people want the fast results, someone would be scared, this is how too slow, you know. But slow and steady is the way, but this is still a lot faster than the most mainstream cutting routines, you know. Like, if I would go, right now my maintenance is probably 3,500 calories or something. If I would go on a 500 calorie deficit per day now, cutting, see it, one day would disappear in total. 7 days, 500 calories, 3,500 calories. And look, with a 72-hour fast, you can see, like, we're more than doubling this, most likely. It depends on what I eat before starting the fast, of course. But it's still quite a fast routine. So yeah, that's what I've ended up with, the weekly fast. The weekly fast in combination with something that's your new lifestyle when you're done with weight loss. It's what I would recommend to most people. It's what I do with all my clients. Okay, guys, please, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Please like the video. All comments and likes help support the channel, so I appreciate it a lot. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, uncommon sense takes on, well, all those things and other things in life, philosophy and stuff. Good outro as usual. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.